Singer, songwriter, and fiddler Sarah Watkins began her music career at age 8 with the progressive bluegrass trio Nickel Creek. This winter into spring, Watkins is part of the Use Your Voice Tour 2016 with fellow singer-songwriters Patty Griffin and Anais Mitchell. John Mark Raffis speaks with Watkins about the tour's celebration of American songs and voter awareness drive. Watkins talks about the talented women with whom she's performing. She also discusses Watkins Family Hour, a project she leads with her brother Sean, plus her solo albums and recent tour as 1/3 of the band I'm With Her.
I'm pleased that you are going to be coming back to State College. I know you were here about 5.5 years ago, opening for Dar Williams at the State Theater in downtown State College.
That's right.
And now this is going to be your first concert on the Penn State campus. You'll be performing on March 16th with Patty Griffin and Anais Mitchell. Have you worked with them before?
A little. No, I've not worked with Anais. We have so many mutual friends, and we've almost crossed paths several times, but I've never done a show with her. And Patty, I did do a little tour with in the UK last January as part of the Transatlantic Sessions tour.
Earlier this week, I saw on Twitter that you described Patty Griffin's new album as heartbreaking and gorgeous. What is it that you think is so special about Patty Griffin's singing and songwriting?
I think we've seen a lot of different aspects of her humanity through her songwriting over the years, a ferocity and a vulnerability. And on this album particularly, I feel this resilience from her.
How would you describe Anais Mitchell as a singer-songwriter?
I've been a fan of Anais's for a long time as well. I missed the Hadestown album somehow. I don't know where I was that I missed that release, and I had to go back to it after really digging into Young Man in America, an album she put out several years ago. And songwriting is interesting because you, as a listener, get to grab onto a bit of the songwriter's humanity and you know what makes their and their process, not of songwriting, but their process of life. You kind of get a peek into their perspective. As a listener, you get to have a peek at how a songwriter processes life, but you don't get all of it. No song really tells the whole story. It's hard for me to describe their songwriting without just seeing a bit of who I know them to be. Their songs represent them, are part of them, and the unique way that they see the world. I love Anais's visuals a whole lot, and they provide a beautiful corner in the lyrics that are there. They give her lyrics a different angle than you hear from a lot of other songwriters.
Yeah, and it's an interesting juxtapositioning because she, when you first hear her, she has that very youthful sounding voice, but her lyrics are very mature and observant, and so it's kind of an interesting contrast.
Yeah, I think that's a great observation, and I think it helps give the lyric even more weight than you might receive at first because of the context that you're listening through. This, like you said, this youthful sounding voice, and you realize that her lyrics are not nearly as youthful, or do not represent a life as youthful as her voice sounds. Although she's quite young, still she's lived life.
And Patty Griffin, of course, has one of the gorgeous, voices of our time. I think it's such a powerful and very emotional vehicle for her songwriting.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, we have started rehearsals. We did rehearsals this last few days in Austin, and Anais and I were sitting right next to and in front of Patty as she was just opening her mouth and sounding the way she sounds, and it's pretty stunning.
I know the three of you are going to be on stage for the entire performance. Will you be sharing leads and doing a lot of your own material, or what kind of format will the concert take?
Patty has encouraged us to, let each night go the way that it will, and if we don't want to play the song that's on the set list, to change it up and do something else. And she's like, even if you want to play a song that we've never heard before, you should feel free to do it. And so I think that kind of expectation from us will keep each night unique and or with a spirit of authenticity to that particular town, that particular evening, and wanting to stay present. We rehearsed a lot of songs from each other, and just took turns showing each other choruses and parts and chords, and there will be a lot of us supporting each other's solo songs.
Sounds great. You're going to be doing almost 40 dates between mid-February and early April, and the tour actually coincides with the Use Your Voice program from the League of Women Voters. It's, a nonpartisan thing. You're promoting people getting registered and voting, not advocating for particular candidates.
Yeah, I mean, I think, one thing to correct from what I said just a second ago, supporting each other's solo songs, I meant each other's songwriting songs. The part that we're supporting will make it not a solo performance. We're probably going to be playing on each other's songs. The Use Your Voice is a phrase that we thought would represent part of the or the arrangement that we have with the League of Women Voters, which is largely just trying to bring awareness to and focusing on women to using the tools that are at hand to make a difference. One of those gigantic tools is the ballot, obviously. And there's a huge percentage of women who don't vote for some reason. I think there are a lot of reasons behind that, and much speculation. But the thing that needs to happen is women need to start voting for the issues that matter to them.
You, of course, cut your eye teeth with Nickel Creek, and many of us love the music that you've created since you were 8 years old, which is pretty remarkable that you and Chris Thile started that young, and your brother Sean was a few years older. But I know that you, after a hiatus of about 7 years, you recorded a new album with Nickel Creek last year and toured. What was that experience like?
It was a really great experience. I think largely because of what we were all doing in the interim. In that 7 years, Chris had, dug into the Punch Brothers. Sean had made albums with his band Fiction Family and WPA and his own solo projects and producing as well. And I went out on tour and supported my 2 albums, as well as getting to, be a part of a lot of other people's projects. And all of those things made us stronger individuals and gave us all kinds of outlets for, every little creative wild hair that we wanted. And to be able to do that and to become these, stronger musicians and stronger people, I think that made us a stronger band when we came back together. We all had a lot of new material to throw at each other, and it was really exciting. And we'd maintained close relationships through the years, and it was really, really fun to work together and sing together again.
You and Sean and several others recorded a Watkins Family Hour album, which is also a lot of fun. It's an album of covers, and Watkins Family Hour, for the uninitiated, is a project that you and your brother Sean work on in Los Angeles. It's sort of a pickup band kind of thing where you get together at Largo, which is a club in LA, and you do a little bit of music and a little bit of comedy, and it's sort of your residency thing once a month.
It is.
Tell me a little bit about that project.
It's been really important to me and to Sean over these years because it doesn't have a lot of limitations. We invite a bunch of friends to come down and play songs, and it's been a great outlet, a great way to meet other musicians who are coming to town, who maybe we have mutual friends, maybe we just met at a party. Play songs together, work things up properly, so you're not just jamming. You get a few run-throughs before the show to actually try and work out some parts and make it good. And it's been a really wonderful outlet for new material that we're trying out, and just a place for us to be fans of other people's songs as well. Learning covers is a big part of the Family Hour, and that's why our album was all cover songs. That tour was really incredible. I can't believe that it actually happened, that everyone had the same availability. We were able to take the band who we've been playing with in Los Angeles for the last several years. We had to take them on the road. and that was a really, really fun thing to do.
Well, and it's a marvelous concept because everybody in the band gets to do lead vocals on at least one song, which I thought was a neat idea. And,
Yeah.
you did a Lindsey Buckingham song, Steal Your Heart Away, which I think has marvelous vocals. You know, I think oftentimes
Thanks.
people think of you more as a great musician, which of course is true, a great fiddler, and you also play guitar and ukulele and probably drums and probably 3 other instruments I don't even know about. But, you know, you also have a really pure, lovely voice, so it's nice to get you, to hear you stretch that a little bit.
Thank you so much.
You also were busy this year touring with the trio I'm With Her, which is you and Sarah Jarosz and Aoife O'Donovan.
We spent a lot of time together this year. We toured in the UK, just the 3 of us driving around in a station wagon. We played a handful of festivals this summer, and we get to Japan. All these fun things kept popping up, and this was sort of an off year for the 3 of us in between record cycles, all making albums or finishing, and so it was the perfect time to do this, you know, just sort of, you know, quote, fun project. And in the process, we quickly realized that we really, really like this band. We really enjoy being together on and off stage. We all really respect each other and have become good, very, very good friends. And we work together so well that we've been writing, and we'd like to do a lot of it in the future, and we're planning on it. But before that, we all have a lot of we are all very excited to invest ourselves in the near future into our respective solo projects.
Patty Griffin, Sarah Watkins, and Anais Mitchell performed together on stage Wednesday, March 16th at Penn State's Eisenhower Auditorium. For tickets or information, visit cpa.psu.edu or phone 800-ARTS-TIX.